Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as mentioned in the previous video, now we are going to practice exercises about writing the formula of ionic compounds. I'll be solving the 3 exercises mentioned in the previous video, but let's do a quick revision first. Now, as you know, ionic compounds, they are made of metal and non-metal. So they are made of ions, a positive ion, which is the cation, and a negative ion, which is the anion. Let's take sodium chloride as an example. Sodium chloride or table salt. So we have the sodium atom. It has 1 valence electron because it's in group 1. Chlorine has 7 valence electrons because it's in group 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So sodium will lose 1 electron. Chlorine will take this electron. Now, sodium has 8 valence electrons in its outermost energy level, and chloride has 8 valence electrons in its outer energy level. They both have the configuration of the noble gas. Both are happy. So sodium is losing 1 electron. It becomes sodium ion, Na+, while chlorine is gaining 1 electron. It becomes chloride ion, Cl-. Now notice that I said chloride with IDE at the end, because the negative ions, they will have this suffix of IDE. So now I have a positive ion, I have a negative ion, and they are going to attract each other. Opposite charges attract. So I will have NaCl. Let's try another example. Let's say we have the compound formed from magnesium atom and oxygen atom, magnesium oxide. I will just draw the valence electrons. I will not draw the whole configuration. So magnesium is in group 2. It has 2 valence electrons. Oxygen is in group 16. So it has 6 valence electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what will happen now? Mg will lose this electron. This one will go here. And this electron will go here. Now, oxygen has 8 valence electrons. So after losing 2 electrons, magnesium will become magnesium ion, Mg2+, and oxygen is going to become oxide ion, O2-, because it is gaining 2 electrons. So now I will need 1 Mg, 1 O, and the compound formed is MgO. MgO, not OMG. Let's try another example. Calcium chloride. So again, calcium is in a group 2, right? So it has 2 valence electrons. Chlorine is in a group 17, so it has 7 valence electrons, right? Now what will happen here? Calcium is going to lose this electron. So now the chlorine atom will have 8 valence electrons. The chlorine is happy. Now how about calcium? It still has this electron, right? So we will need another chlorine atom. So I will have another Cl, and now this electron will go here. So when you check the compound at the end, you will notice that you will need 1 Ca and 2 Cl, right? So the compound calcium chloride will be CaCl2, because in order to form this compound, we need 1 calcium ion and 2 chloride ions. So it's CaCl2, 1 Ca and 2 Cl. Now, Of course, you can do that for any question, but it will be so time consuming. Write the formula, draw the ions, draw the electrons, try it out. That's so time consuming, and that's why we are going to use an easier way, which is using crisscross. So this is the periodic table. As you know already, elements in a group 1, they lose 1 electron because they have 1 valence electron, so they will have the charge of +1. Group 2, they have 2 valence electrons, so it's easy to lose them. So they will have a charge of +2. And the transition metals, we are not going to study these here because they have more than 1 charge. If any question involved transition metal, the charge will be given. So elements of a group 1, they lose 1 electron, +1. Group 2, +2. Group 3, +3. Group 3, or I mean here group 13, of course, is a +3. And then we have a group 14. They have 4 valence electrons, so they lose, gain, or share 4 electrons. Now group 15, they have 5 valence electrons, so it will be easier for them to gain 3 electrons to become 8. So this is -3, -2, and -1. So +1, +1, +2, +3, 4, -3, -2, -1. So how do I write the formula using crisscross? Again, sodium chloride. Yes, again, sodium chloride. So step 1, write the ions. So you'll go to the periodic table. You will try to find the element. So sodium is in a group 1, so it has a charge of +1. Chlorine is in a group 17, so it has a charge of -1, right? So this is step 1. You're going to write the ions. So sodium is Na+1, and chloride is Cl-1. Step 2, simplify the charges. So this is a +1 and -1. They are already in the simplest form, so they will just cancel each other out. Step 3, crisscross. Crisscross means if I have here 1, this one will go down here. If I have here 1, this one will go down here. Crisscross. However, when the number is 1, we don't write it. So since it is 1, I will not write it. So the formula is going to be NaCl. Let's try another one. Write the formula of beryllium oxide. So again, step 1, write the ions. So you will go back to the periodic table. And this is the periodic table. And I will have the charges +1, +2, +3, or skip it, -3, -2, -1. So I have Be. This is Be. It has a charge of +2. And I have the oxide. Oxide is the ion of oxygen. And here it is. So its charge is -2. So step 1, I will write the charges. So I will have Be 2+, O 2-. Now step 2, simplify charges. Simplify here the same way you simplify in mathematics. So if you have 2 ratio, you simplify it will be 1:1, right? If I have 2 and 4, you simplify it will become 1 and 2. So I will just simplify the ratio +2 and -2, so they will cancel each other out, and it will be 1. Remember, we don't write the 1 when we crisscross. So now if I want to crisscross, it will be Be1 and O1, but we will not write the 1. So it's just Be. Easy, huh? Let's try another example. So right here I have aluminum sulfide. So again, I will go to the periodic table and I will do step 1, writing the formula of the ions. So I have here Al. Where is Al? Here it is. This is Al. So the charge of Al is +3. And we have the S. This is the S. And the charge of the S is -2. So now I will go for step 1 and I will write the charges. So Al 3 plus S 2 minus. Step 2, simplify the charges. Of course, the plus and the minus will cross out. Now 3 and 2, you cannot simplify that further. So this is already the simplest ratio. And now I will crisscross. So the 3 will go down here to the sulfur, and the 2 will go down here to the Al. So I will have Al2S3, which means that this compound is composed of 2 Al ions and 3 S ions. Easy, isn't it? Now, let's move on to naming the formula of ionic compound, and actually naming the formula is easier than writing the formula. So when you want to write the formula of the ionic compound, keep in mind you write the formula of the metal, or sorry, you write the name of the metal first and then the name of the non-metal. Also, when you want to write the formula, it's metal and then non-metal. So you are going to write the name of the metal as it appears in the periodic table. So for example, MgO, Mg is magnesium, so it is magnesium. And then you will write the name of the non-metal, but you will change the suffix into IDE. So O is going to be oxide, not oxygen. Let's take an example. I have here KBr. So K is the metal. You write its name the way it appears in the periodic table. K is potassium, so you just write potassium. Now the Br, if you're going to check the periodic table, Br is bromine. But remember, the second name should end with the IDE. The non-metal ion will end with IDE, so I will change the suffix into IDE. So instead of bromine, I will have bromite with the suffix IDE. Let's try another one. Na2O. Now the 2 here means that you have 2 sodium atoms. It does not affect the name of the compound when you are naming an ionic compound. So Na is the metal. The name in the periodic table is sodium, so you just write sodium. Oxygen is the non-metal, but remember the second name, the name of the non-metal should end with the suffix IDE, so I'm not going to say sodium oxygen, no. I will change it into IDE. So it will be sodium oxide. So Na2O is going to be called sodium oxide. Hope you find it easy. That's all. Now, if you have any questions, please make sure to contact your teacher for more clarification. I hope you found the lesson easy and you understand it. And good luck, study well, and stay safe.